Hello everyone, it's Monday Gas Scott, which means only one thing, it's Europe Day, every Monday at gavsweathervids.com. We have a look at the weather for the coming week across the continent, and today is no exception if I can get the words out. So we're going to have a look at what the weather's doing. I think you're going to see the heat draining away a little bit from the west to the southwest, and probably shifting the focus of the heat more towards the southeast. That I think will be the general trend through the week. But we'll have a look at the charts in a moment. Before we get on with that, just very quickly to say about the ads. There's links to articles on all the pages at gasplus.com. You can have a browse through the widget. You'll be able to pay for the website. Thanks so much for doing that. So let's start off with today's stock pressure chart. And high pressure is ridging in off the Azores. It has been through most of the summer into western central parts of Europe. Lots of high pressure influences going on. All of the low pressures in the northwest, been a very cool and settled summer for Scandinavia, and it's turning more unsettled and cooler into the UK just at the moment as well. This area of low pressure particularly close to Scotland and Ireland. Upper temperatures showed it's still very hot through many southern, southwestern parts of Europe. Going through the Med, of course, you expect to be hot. It is hot into the southeast of Europe as well. Very warm up through France, Low Countries and Germany. Not as hot as it has been, but nevertheless still very warm. It's cooler though for Scandinavia and northeastern parts of Europe, and cooler for large parts of the United Kingdom and Ireland also. So we've got heavy showers, maybe thunderstorms around the western Russian border and into the northeast of Europe. Some heavy showers through Scandinavia. Cloud bringing some longer spells of rain across the UK and Ireland today. Some of that getting into northern parts of France and into Belgium and Holland as well. A few thunderstorms being triggered by the heat down across northern and northeastern parts of Spain. Excuse me, and then risk of thunderstorms over the Alps. Mainly dry conditions though through much of the Med, really from Portugal through many southern parts of Spain, into the Balearic Islands and into Corsica and Sardinia, and then go down into Italy through most of the Balkans, over the Adriatic into the Balkans, and down into Greece and Turkey. Loads and loads of dry weather there. Convective potential shows there's high rates of convective potential in the Med, but because the air is so dry, we won't realise it. The thunderiest conditions will probably be through some northeastern parts of Spain, going into Central Europe, and then going up into the northeast of Europe as well. The temperatures today show that it's going to be relatively warm for many parts. It is cooler for Denmark, and you can't really see it, but for Scandinavia, temperatures into the low 20s. Also for many northern and western parts of the UK and Ireland, temperatures adjusting to the mid to upper teens Celsius. Southern parts of England going at around 23, 73 Fahrenheit, but it's really through France, Low Countries, Germany. They've got the temperatures into the mid to high 20s again, and then the heat through the Med, so temperatures in central Spain easily up to 37 degrees, that's nearly 100 Fahrenheit. That heat extends through the Med, and particularly into the southeast of Europe, where temperatures in some parts of the Balkans, going towards the Black Sea, then down into Greece, temperatures will be very close to 38, 39, maybe 40 Celsius, so getting into the hundreds Fahrenheit mark. Moving through into the middle part of the week, that heat will get increasingly pushed into towards the southeast of Europe, I think, as it starts to turn cooler from the north and west, with this area of low pressure to the north of Scotland. So as your upper air temperature is still very hot at this point through central parts of Spain, and the heat really building through the Med and into the southeast of Europe. Excuse me, again, I'm suffering from hay fever. Very sorry about that. It's giving me this annoying tickly cough. Up to the north and the northwest, the upper air temperatures will be a good deal cooler there. We've got risk of heavy thunderstorms, really torrential storms across many parts of France, and going over it into southern and western parts of Germany, particularly around the Alps. Some really severe storms likely. Storms being indicated for Corsica, Sardinia, and through parts of Italy also, and maybe around the Pyrenees into the north of Spain again, but many parts of Med will be dry, as will the southeast of Europe. Showery still over Scandinavia and northeast Europe, and pretty cool there, and showers into the UK, mainly dry for the Low Countries, northern Germany and Poland, and Ukraine as well. A few showers possible for Denmark. The convective potential shows that we have got the risk of lightning and thunder here through eastern parts of France and going into southern Germany. Of course, we come down into a Med, we don't really realise that convective potential because the air, again, very, very dry. No real convective potential up in the north, but there could be thunder and lightning in with those showery conditions across parts of Sweden, Norway and Finland. The temperatures at the middle part of the week showed that it's still going to be pretty warm really across many parts of France and into Central Europe. Temperatures easily into mid to upper 20s Celsius, maybe getting to low 30s. But the real heat's actually down in the southeast of Europe, where again, around the Balkans, we're up to 38 degrees, for instance, we're like Croatia. That's over 100 Fahrenheit. That extends into the East Europe over towards the Black Sea. Temperatures going up to 40 degrees, for instance, for Turkey. And then going down into Greece, again, temperatures around 40 degrees, 105 Fahrenheit. Dangerously hot in the southeast of Europe at the end of the week. Conversely, notice it's turning cooler up in the north, with temperatures in Ireland just 15, in London just 21, in Denmark just 20, and you can't see it, but much of Scandinavia is down into the upper teens. Now, as we get through into the end of the week, signs that conditions are turning a little bit more unsettled here, I think, across some western parts of Europe. It's also turning cooler in the north, with the heat again down into the southeast. The upper air temperatures show the heat extending through the Med, but this cooler air is trying to dig in from the north, and it is significantly cooler for Ireland, the UK, northern parts of France, Low Countries, northern Germany, Denmark, and Scandinavia as well. We've got a risk of thunderstorms breaking out through parts of northern Spain, southern France, over the Alps into Germany, and maybe some come down to Italy and into the Balkans as well. There could be some thunderstorms breaking out, very showery and cool up across Scandinavia, with showers or maybe longer spells of rain even threatening the UK. And the temperatures at the end of the week, it's starting to cool off through France and Germany, although it's still into the mid-20s Celsius, but certainly cooler for where we are in the middle and early part of the week. The heat is again through the Med and going into the southeast of Europe, dangerously hot in the southeast. And finally, as we get through into next weekend, this area of low pressure will be threatening to bring wet and windy weather into the north and west, but notice still very showery conditions really, with low pressure in the north and the northwest of Europe, and the heat is going to be all through the Med and into the southeast of Europe. So still pretty hot there through many parts of France, dangerous through many parts of Spain, I should say, dangerously hot into North Africa, of course, and very hot, dangerously hot in southeast Europe as too. It is turning significantly cooler though in central parts of Europe, so this cool air from Scandinavia, Ireland and the UK is making its way increasingly into France and into Germany, and it's even pushing into Poland as well, with the heat being forced back in towards Ukraine next weekend. Heavy rain coming into Ireland and the UK, that area of low pressure, very showery across Norway, Sweden, and over the Baltic Sea into Finland and Latvia as well. There will be some heavy rain and maybe some thunderstorms in those regions. A lot of dry weather elsewhere, but some thunderstorms still there around the Pyrenees and maybe going across the Côte d'Azur in towards northern parts of Italy. I mean down into Hungary and the Balkans. Much of the Med though still mainly dry and very, very hot through the Med. Temperatures widely up to the upper 30s, if not reaching 40 degrees in some parts of southeast Europe. 40 degrees is 105 Fahrenheit possible somewhere in southeast Europe. Conversely, the northwest, although still warm because it's still midsummer, significantly cooler than it has been, with temperatures down into the low to mid-20s Celsius. So in summary, I think over time we're going to find the really hot conditions that we have through much of July gradually being forced further and further south-southeast as cooler air begins to dig in from the north and northwest. It's going to be a painfully slow process. Most of the Med and in the south-east of Europe will be very hot, but cooler and showery in the northwest, and particularly grim across Scandinavia. Been a nasty summer over Scandinavia, and that goes on for the coming week. The difference is that it's spreading into other northwestern and eventually even some central parts of Europe. That's it for now. Have a great week wherever you are on the continent, and that's all for now. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.